Hello, and welcome to this live stream in which we're going to go over CSS. Now, I asked a question on Twitter to see what are the biggest issues people are having with CSS. And in this live stream, I'm going to try to answer your question and hopefully help you understand CSS better. So let's see who joined us in the live chat. Hello, everyone. Hello, Steve. Hello, Boo. Hello, Ayola. Carvit, Joy. We have enable IP. and Raj, and Darkload, Alicia, Gulku. Alright, how are you today? Let's see, everything seems to be working fine. Roby, hi. Good. Now, let's see. I should bring up the tweet so we can go over the main questions, but I roughly know what people are having issues with. So, yeah. Hello, Patrick, Ahmed, Lafine, hi. How are you all? I hope you're having a good day. Okay, let's see. This is the tweet. You can see that it got 480 likes. So there are a lot of stuff people don't really understand that well with CSS. So what I'm going to do, let me create a template here on CodePen. And let's write down all the issues, those which are appearing multiple times. So we have positioning. Positioning. I'm not going to go over them necessarily in this order, but I just want to have all of them. Let me know in the chat what issues do you have with CSS and what would you like me to go over. And actually, I'm going to do, we're going to write down all the main issues, and then I'm going to show you with an example how those properties work. Before and after. I saw CSS grid here, but I'm not the best at CSS grid, but we can take a look at that eventually at the end. Flexbox. Marco, hey, hello from Argentina. Hello, nice to see you. Ivar and Abhishek. Hopefully I pronounced it right. Okay, so we had this. Important. Why important is taboo? Okay, so important and why you should not use it. Hello, Big Don, my blue my blue friend. Good. Flexbox. Garvit, happy birthday for your sister. Different type of properties. Okay, CSS specificity, the calc. So let's see, specificity, calc. You want to make 2048. Oh boy, I think there are tutorials already on that on the internet. Okay, so responsive design, z-index, responsive design. Hey Gagan, thank you. Hello, yes. So hard to pronounce. They are basic stuff. Yeah, so some of them are basic stuff, but it's good for us to understand them. So transition and transform. So what I'm doing here is, although it's not very structured, but you could learn this in a course. So keep in mind that it should be valuable, hopefully. Okay, positioning we have, responsive we have, padding margin, so the box model, viewport. Well, that's part of the responsive stuff. Mobile first versus desktop first. Okay, mobile versus desktop. Desktop. Although some of these I already covered. So what are you teaching right now? I'm going over these topics in CSS, and I'm going to showcase how they work and why they work as they do. And if we don't know something, we're going to look at the documentation to see what's wrong and how to explain it. Okay, animations, but we already have here transitions, but okay, let's see, animations. Padding, specificity, gradient, okay. This slide will have uploaded, yes. Keyframes, yeah, that's part of the animations. Z index, okay, we have, good. I think these are the most used ones. Okay. I see them repeating. So I think those are all. Good. How about explaining gradients and box shadows? Well, we can go over those too. Box shadow and gradient. So this will be a long stream. Clip path. Yeah, I also need to take a look at that. 50 people. Whoa, that grew fast. Okay. Infographics. Good luck on your FreeCodeCamp journey. Border animation. Those are tricky. Units, M's, RAMs, etc. I don't know. But we can look at that. So CSS units. Media query, we have it responsive here. Okay. This is becoming a full CSS course. Yeah. Share it with your friends. Let's get to 100 people live. That will be crazy. Okay. Jokes aside. Let's see how we could arrange this to work in a, I don't know, in a growing of intensity somehow. You like how I laugh, okay. Answer your question. I don't know what's your question. Why we use, okay. What's the best way to position the footer so it stays considered in all pages? Query selector. Query selector is JavaScript. There is no good 2048 tutorial on YouTube. You're wrong. I think I know one, so let's see. 2048 JavaScript. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, so you have from the coding train. So please look at that. I will do probably my own version of that in the future, but as of now, I won't. Okay. Let's see how we should start. Can't I move those? Nah, I can't. That's a bummer. Isn't there a shortcut? No. Nah. Like this, like this, like this, like this. No, I can't move it. Okay. If people don't know all of these, then why they know? What are you trying to do? I want to move. So in VS Code, you can. Let's do it in VS Code. Not sure why I opened this. So bye bye CodePen. I guess I could click CSS course. So this is a live CSS course. The only thing is that is not yet. It wasn't planned. So we're going to learn as we go. Yeah, that's what I want. What's the result of the survey? I haven't checked in a couple of days, so I need to check again. Okay, so we have index.html, and we're going to have style.css. Now here, let's have a boilerplate HTML file, CSS course. After this live stream, I will probably take this and put it in a course and sell it. I don't know. I think this should be, it would be valuable. We'll see. Marco, don't ask. My nose is itchy again. Hello, Ankit. Okay, so now we import, well, we use the CSS file, and here in the CSS, we can type this. All right. It will valuable as a course. Yeah, so now it's not really as a course. It's more like me talking with you, answering your questions. But eventually we could convert this in a course. So you are fortunate, I guess, to ask your questions for free. Should be fun, right? Okay, so let's see what we want to do first. The box model, this is an easy one. Okay, important, specificity, these are also the easier ones. Okay, keep in mind that I don't know 100% of these by heart, so we will also take a look at the documentation and we'll see how they work. Okay, I guess we can go like this. Hello, Eddie. How are you? Thank you for joining the live stream. Yeah, you said about being in a meeting when I go in live. All right. So now we have this, although the numbering is off, but oh well. I guess you do something like this. Whoop. And we have 2 more points. Okay, so now we don't have numbers, but rather this. Florin clear float are used these days or not? No, they're not used these days, so I won't go over them. They were used, Flexbox is like this. They were used a while ago, but not anymore. Steve, I don't really. I got a lot of DMs and messages, and I had to close my DMs because, well, I'm answering the questions live, so I use a lot of important, I'm afraid now. Yeah, you should be. You'll be punished. CSS help is nice and all, but when you're going to teach us how to make lemon juice? Well, I don't know how to make it. My wife makes it, so you should ask her. Okay. My itchy nose. So, first, the box model. What is the box model? So for that, let's create a box. Also, let's open this with Live Server, which is a VS Code extension, and we're going to have our, well, we're going to see the code live here on the right. Let me space this out a bit, something like this. Close that. Okay. Everything's working fine. Can you hear me well? Can you see me well? Can you, I don't know. Are you comfortable enough? Hello. Thank you, Mohammed. Hey, Umair. How are you? Good. Now, we have a box. Let's style that box and give it a background color of purple. And let's see what happens. Well, nothing much. Why? Well, because this box, it doesn't have a width and a height, so it's 0. you can't see it. So in order to see it, you can add height 100 pixels and width 100 pixels, right? And now look at that, we have a box on the screen. I don't get option live server, right click on my VS Code. You need to install the extension. All right, so now we have our box. Let's make it bigger because we like big boxes. And there you go. You might notice something. You might notice that it is not in the top left corner here. There is some space around it. And that space usually comes from the fact that the body has some margin. So let's inspect this element and see what's happening. How can I position this so you can see better? The DevTools is your best friend when it comes to CSS. I guess I could put it here like this, and we can toggle it. Oh well. I wanted to make it big enough so we can see on the right. Alright, something like that. Hold on a minute. CSS Gandalf. Okay. So, here we have our body. And you can see the body has a user agent style sheet, which by default is 8 pixels. Now this 8 pixels, I think it varies from browser to browser. I'm in Brave now, so it's 8 pixels by default. If you want to remove that, if you want the box to be in the top left there without a space, you can just remove the margin on the body. And now you can see that the box is on top there, which is perfect. Are Brave DevTools same as Chrome? Yes, they are exactly the same. Alright, what happens now if we have another box? Let's put actually 3 boxes and have one be purple, one be red, and one be green. Okay, so we have the boxes. You can see now that it creates a big rectangular here, but in a sense, essentially we have all the 3 boxes under each other. Every time you add an element, usually when it's a display block, it will be added underneath the previous element. This is the flow of the document. Keep that in mind because it's important. Okay, so for purple we have background color purple, red we have background color, I don't like the red color, so orange, red, and what color we had? Green. Green. Background color, let's see, green, yellow, green and red. Okay, these are not red and green, but you get the idea. Make a CSS framework. Yeah, that will be a bit of work. Good. Hello, hola, or Harrison. Okay, so now you can see that we have 3 boxes with 3 colors. We added 2 classes so we can apply the width and the height on all of the boxes, but we want the boxes to be 3 different colors. So then we added 3 special classes. Okay, so that's that with the document flow. They will come underneath each other because by default a div is a display block. Now if we change this to display inline block, hopefully they won't fail us. They should go next to each other. You can see now that if we have enough space, they will go all in one line. This is basically the difference between block and inline block. We also have inline. For inline, consider elements like span. We have the label, and usually they go. Think about elements which have text, sort of, although not the. I saw that laugh. Although not the paragraph. The paragraph I think is. Let's see what's the paragraph by default. So every tag in HTML has a default display. Usually it's either block or inline. I'm not sure if they have inline block for some tags. Let's see. this is a paragraph. Let's see where it goes. Yeah, look, you can see now that it goes here on top, pushing everything down. And if we inspect it, yeah, look at that. The paragraph is displayed block by default, and it also has margin. So keep that in mind. Okay, yeah. Good. Okay, let's see. Red is kind of reddish, but the last one is definitely not green. Would you agree that you should use a framework when you could make it without it? No, don't use a framework if you can make it quickly. Hello, Adrian, welcome. All right. Now, we were talking about the box model. So what's the box model? All the elements can have, well, let me get up the image. We can discuss on that, and then I can show you an example. Box model CSS. Let's see, images. All right, there were some images with nice colors. Oh well, I will do my own image. So let's remove the two boxes. Remove the paragraph. We're only going to keep the purple box, and inside it we need some text. We're going to have a text saying this is a purple box. All right. Now the text inside the box, keep in mind that it's the content of the div. Okay, we're going to leave this. We have the box. You can see that it has the text there. Let's make it color white, like that. Okay. Now we have a width and height of the box applied, so it will stretch to fill the width and height. But now if we remove the width and height, it will, because it's a div with, okay, because it's displayed block, it will fill out the entire row in which is it. And the height will be the height on the content. Now, this box doesn't have a margin, doesn't have a padding, and doesn't have a border. It only has the content, which will give the height of the box. So let's add all the three. We want a margin, we want a padding, and we want a border. So let's see what happens if we add margin 30 pixels. All right, you can see if we add margin 30 pixels, keep in mind that this margin will go for all of the four directions. So top, right, bottom, left. Also padding will go all of the four directions, and border also by default. If you want to specify a specific one, you can say margin left 100 pixels. And then on the left, it will be pushed 100 pixels. Okay. Good. Now, this is the margin. So the margin in the box model, it will affect the spacing between the elements. If we add back our box, which was the orange box, or I don't know, red, you can see that this now also has a margin. And let's see, if we remove the margin from here and only add it to the purple, you can see that the margin around the purple box remain 30 pixels, and then the red box, or whatever this color is, it fills up the entire row because it doesn't have a margin. All right, so keep in mind, margin is between elements. Now padding, on the other hand, is within the element. So if we add padding 50 pixels here on the purple box, you will see that the box will increase in size. Now in width it won't increase because it's already full width, but it will increase, it will push the content. So now the content is in the center. It has 50 pixels margin, 50 pixel padding top, left, bottom, right. And the margin is 30 pixels. And we have one more thing here, the border. Let's add the border of, I don't know, 20 pixels solid, orange, red. Okay, I'm talking too fast. Okay. So now we have the four things which takes up the box model. We have the margin, which is between the elements or the tags. We have the border, which is between the margin and the padding. Then we have the padding and then the content. So here with white is a margin. With, well, let me change this to, I don't know. I'm not good with colors. Let's pick blue color. Ooh, that's ugly. I guess it's obvious, okay? It's normal that property understanding Flexbox will take some time. Yeah, because they have multiple properties. All right, so the box model. We have margin here, then the border, then the padding, and then the content. So this is the box model. These are four things. Let me know if you have questions about this, or did you know about the box model or didn't. There are some images. I can't find one, but yeah, you can see here. Now the content can be a text if we have a text, or it can be another div, another, I don't know, another element inside. Can I get this big? Something like this? Nah. Ah, come on. Up image address. Put it here. All right, good. So yeah, we have the content. Next to it we have, well, the next layer is the padding, then we have the border, and then the margin. All right. Sorry for tag. While we're at the box model, maybe you can explain margin collapsing. Yeah, not sure if you noticed. If we add this back to the box, so if we add the border, the margin, the padding, well, let's leave this to the purple. You can see that although we have 30 pixels between the elements, here we have 30 pixels, here we should have 60 because we have 30 pixels bottom from the purple box and 30 pixel top from the bottom box, from the red box, but we don't. Now, I don't know 100% sure why, but yeah, let's inspect this and you can see what I mean. That, well, I'm showing with my hand, which is not good. Okay, you can see this orange is the margin, and here we don't have margin for the boat. Just joined. What are you doing today in CSS? We're talking about the CSS and different CSS properties. Now, why it is collapsing? That's a good question. Also, there is an issue sometimes, which, for example, if you have, let me remove this, remove one box, and if we have here a heading, this is a heading, you can see that this heading will push the box down, although the box doesn't have a margin, which is weird. Why is that happening? Let's inspect the element. Go there. You can see that this H1 has margin. You would expect to push the box to grow the box, but it doesn't. So yeah, this is margin collapsing. Now, I don't know 100% why it's happening. So let's actually look margin collapsing CSS. Let's see what the experts say. What you should know about collapsing margins. Okay, CSS tricks. Okay, when vertical words collide. A collapsing margins happen when two vertical margins come in contact with one another. If one margin is greater than the other, then that margin overrides the other, leaving one margin. Let's say we have two elements stacked on top of each other, as we had the boxes, one with a bottom margin and one with the top margin. Exactly what we had. If the modules above are placed next to each other in the HTML markup, when we might expect there to be 75, so 25 plus 15. Well, in this edition of CSS Survival, we only get 50 of those pixels. It's like the bigger margin straight up 8, the other one and left nothing behind. Okay, let's see what happens. Another reaction might be to keep increasing the smaller margin until it makes a difference, but alas, when both margins are positive numbers, bigger margin equal total vertical margin, those of you more mathematical minded, that okay. So, why is this happening? I didn't understand yet. Well, I didn't understand it that well to explain it, so this is why I'm looking over here. The same rules holds for both opposites. However, the margins that collapse is bigger negative. I guess this is the thing you need to consider. If you have margin between two elements, the bigger one will win. Do you know something else? Yeah, I will discuss box sizing also. Yeah, so that's how you can avoid this. Well, one thing I know, there was a hack. Now, it's still interesting that they didn't fix it. So if you added the border on the container, 1 pixel solid, I don't know, white, yeah, you can see that it fixes the collapsing if you add a border. Now why? I really don't know. It's a weird behavior. It's good for you to know that this happens. And another thing you can fix it, I think, overflow hidden. Yeah, with overflow hidden, it also uncollapses it. Okay. Yeah, about the box sizing border box. For those of you who follow me for a while, you notice that I'm using the box. Let me show you. So this box sizing border box on all the elements. This is the star selector, selecting all the elements. The reason why is because I think on the inputs we can see it the best. So if we have here, let's see, input, this is a input. Wait, I don't want to have box sizing border box. So basically what it says is that it will consider the padding and the border to be within the width of the element. Otherwise, it will be the width plus the border and plus the padding. That's the main idea behind the box sizing when it's content box. And I think by default, all is content box. Sorry. Okay, where is the input? So there's the input. If I do this, let's see, I don't have padding and I want the input to be width 100%. Yeah, you can see what's happening is that the width goes outside of the box. Although we said width please be 100%. So that's weird, right? Well, that's because it has the width plus the border plus the padding and it will go outside. If we change this to box sizing border box, then it will be included inside and the width will dictate the actual width. You think buttons are border box by default? Probably. I don't know exactly all the properties for all the elements on the page. But yeah, this is why I usually have this in all my projects. That you always forget to add. Oh, okay. Not sure what you mean. Neon Thoughts, I hope you this understood. This answered your question. Yeah, okay. Anything good so well, not anything. I was talking too much. Is there any questions you have? Let me know so far. We went over the box model, the border box, the margin collapsing. You can still see the heading here pushing the box down, which is very weird. You can solve it by either saying margin 0 on the heading, or as I said, add a border. Usually this is not the good approach. There was something else. Marco, do you have somewhere to go? All right. So yeah, we are done with the box model. Should we learn memorize every CSS property to become front-end developer? Well, you shouldn't memorize it. You should know that it exists. I don't know all the properties by hand, and I do call it, but I know that they exist. And with time, it comes experience, and over time you'll see and you'll understand which property to use. You will, by coding more with it, you'll have a better understanding. You have the entire day. Okay. How to add Flexbox Bootstrap to pre-existing project without screwing it up, the layout. Now, that is a good question. That is very hard to do. Okay. Hey ATN, how are you? Now, important. Well, I think we should discuss specificity first. Specificity. This is a fun topic. Whoops. Well, I guess we could leave this. Do we want the boxes? The boxes, where are the boxes? This is the purple box. Let's see what we have now. All right, good. Now, specificity. In CSS, usually you will style something with a class. Please don't use IDs to style stuff. IDs are used in JavaScript. Now, why is that? Because let's see what happens if we have the box purple. So we have the purple class, and we also have an ID, but the ID is red. And here in CSS we go and we say something like ID red, please be background color red. What color do you think the box will be, and why? So we have a class which says be purple, and we have an ID which says be red. What color do you think it will be? Let's see, is the chat fast enough? Latency, yeah. All right, should work. Okay. So yeah, it will be red because IDs have a higher specificity. Now, this specificity thing, someone said if I could say specificity. There are some rules where specificity comes into play. I guess, let's see, there was some nice layout. So basically, if multiple classes, IDs, tags, inline styling, important, they all affect the color of something, by the end, CSS only can pick one. You can't have a border be purple and, a box be purple and red at the same time. We are not in the Schrödinger cat scenario. What happens though, if we go here and say now style background color to be blue, what color will the box be? All right, yeah. Specificity shortcut. That's actually very, very good. Is there a way to change specificity? Yeah, you can add multiple classes. You can be more specific in your I can look at the list of arguments. Not sure what you mean. All right, so you guessed it correctly. If you have inline style, which please don't have inline style, it will take over ID, which takes over class. But what happens if we go now here in the purple and we say important, and here we say do not do this ever. What happens if I save now? Make video tutorials on React. We have some video tutorials on React. Okay, let's wait for the chat. So we have a class now which says purple, we have an ID which says red, and we have an inline style which says blue. All right, if we save now, yeah, it's purple because important is overwriting all. Now, please, as I said, please don't use important ever. Try to find where is the property you want to change and change it there. Now, you could have multiple classes. Let's see, we have purple, we have green. Let's remove the ID here, and let's see, remove the inline style. And here we're going to put, we have class purple and we have class green. So we have the both classes, purple and green. What color will the box be? Is there any case you would justify to use important? No, not the case. Yeah, so there is a specificity calculator. Let's see. Emma? Oh, okay, look at Emma. Yeah, so there are a couple of selectors. We have tags, we have pseudo elements, we have classes, attribute, pseudo classes, IDs, and this is the specificity calculator. Comes from the left to the right. Green, it will render last occurrence. Oh, there is still important on there. Oh, yeah, I forgot to, it shouldn't be. All right, yeah. So now if we save, we have two classes and it's blue. Why it's blue? Okay, I forgot to save here. And this is green, although it's not green. Let's change the class. I want a pretty green. What's a pretty green? Pretty green. Okay. Now this is green because we have both classes which have the same specificity, but the green is down on the cascading style sheet. So CSS stands for cascading style sheet. So green is a bit down on the road and it will be picked up. So CSS will go like this. Oh, we have purple. Okay. The background color is purple. And then go, oh, green. Background color green. All right. Delete purple. Make it green. VS Code shows specificity if you hover over the element. Really? Where? Oh, that's pretty nice. So yeah, look at that. Selector specificity 0, 1, 0. And if we add an ID here with blue, pretty nice. I didn't know about that. See, I'm learning something too. If we add ID of blue here, save this. Let's see, yeah, we have specificity selector 1, 0, 0. So ID is more important than a class. Also, if we have the tag, so the div, the background color of blue, yeah, classes are more important than tags. Are you ever going to make advanced HTML5 tutorials? Define advanced. In the future, is Flutter replace HTML CSS on the web? I don't know. I'm not a magician to know. All right, so this is with specificity. So basically, what I advise, please use classes. Try to divide your layout into classes. So I don't know, maybe have special colors or elements. When it comes to the aspect of the element, like we have a box here with a width and a height, use the class of box. Don't style divs directly. Don't style, I don't know, you could style, for example, all the links on the page with an A. But then you might have different links. So then use a class on top of that. All right, so yeah, this is pretty much it. And we're done with specificity. And look at that, we're also done with important. So don't use important. Important is the last resort if you really want to force something, but please don't force. Let the CSS elements be, I don't know, their own way. VS Code is such an amazing ID. Yeah, that's right. Nothing will ever replace those things on the web, in my opinion, because it's just more and more that browser manufacturers have to support. New tech will compile to HTML CSS. That sounds like a reasonable idea. No, a reasonable argument. Yeah. Are pseudo elements good for animations? Yeah, sure. All right, now positioning. how to make sphere design like on this page. I won't enter the page yet. Well, let me finish this and we'll see. Inline block and inline block. So yeah, one we discussed before when we were before the box model, the difference between inline block and inline block. Difference between inline block and inline block. All right, so positioning. What are the 5 types of positioning we have? Do you know? In the meantime, I'm going to set up the scene for us to play with positioning. Okay, no one knows? 5 types of positioning. Well, 5, no, there's 5. Well done, Marco. So yeah, we have 5 types. We have static, absolute, relative, fixed, and sticky. Block takes full width, inline block takes width of element. Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, sticky. I didn't actually know about sticky till recently. Well, recently, last year, I think. Okay, we have the box of purple. Let's play with this. Now, by default, all the elements, it's wrong for me to call elements, or should I call it tags, or should I call it, I don't know, components, or, well, let's call them elements. So by default, all of those are position static. So they are static on the page. They will go naturally with the flow of the element. As you could see at the beginning of this live stream, where we discussed, it showed that the boxes go next to under each other. So that's the flow of the element, flow of the document. Now, if we want to disturb that flow, actually, let me do something like this. We have a purple box. I want a green box or red box. I don't know. Don't have the red color anymore. What happened with our red elements? Okay. I want red, but not red. I want a different kind of red. Okay. I want a red, but not a red. Oh, red. Okay, good. And this should also be color white. All right, so you can see they are position static and they go next under each other. Also because of the display block, but yeah. Now, what happens if, for example, we need more content of the page. Let me add some paragraph here with lorem 100. Another paragraph with lorem. So we're creating content on the screen. Lorem 100. All right, now you can see we have our website is scrollable because the entire content has higher width than the total width we have available on the screen. Sorry, height, not width. Now, how could we make the purple box be always visible on the screen? Let's say when you scroll down, we want the purple box to always be on top right, for example. Or I don't know, in the center. That will be tricky, but for now, top right. How long have you been learning these things? Oh, 7 years. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm also 7 years, so that's good. Lemonade. All right. So Marco, then don't spoil the. You can use sticky. Okay, that's one option. Let's see what happens. So on our purple, we want to say position sticky. Let's see what happens. Okay, by default, nothing seems to be changed. And it doesn't do anything. So why is that? Well, sticky apparently doesn't work that way. So we need something else. Hello, Robbie. Yeah, position fixed. So position fixed will I don't know how to say in English, will nail down one element on the page on the location you specify. Now by default, if you don't specify anything, I think it's top 0, left 0. So alongside with position fixed, you can say top, left, right, and bottom. And you can see now that our purple box kind of ate the red box, but in reality, just now it went out of the document flow and it's now on top of everything. So yeah, we have the box here. If we want to move, for example, the box to the right, we can say right 0. So on the right, be 0 pixels from the right. And now look at that, we have the box all the way to the right, and it will stay there. If you want to make it, I don't know, push it down 10 pixels, we have top 10 pixels and right 10 pixels, and now it has a bit of, think of it like a margin, top, bottom, top and right. We have table of contents. Yeah, this live stream is already 1 hour. I think I will do multiple live streams. All right, so this is with fixed. If you want, for example, for fixed positioning, you would use it for a model. You want a model to have it on a screen, or I don't know, maybe a chat here, you want it always to be there, or stuff like that. Oh, so sticky will always work, but you need at least top, left, right, bottom defined with it. All right, okay. Yeah, so when you set the position fixed, it will get out of the flow of the document. So all of the components, well, elements, tags, will be pushed up to fill in the space, which will now be empty. You can also have, obviously, negative numbers. So if you say here minus 100 pixels from the top, it will go up minus 100 pixels. What happens if you say top 100%? Well, let's see. All right, so where it is, we set top 100% and it disappeared. Now, keep in mind that when you're working with the top, left, right, and bottom positioning, it will be relative to the top, left, right, and bottom, I don't know, edges of the component. So if you say from the top 10 pixels, then it will take the top of the box in our case and it will push it down 10 pixels. Will there be any alternative technology of HTML? No, I don't know. Fix should be used when we create nav bars. Okay, yeah, that's also a good use case. Hello, Claudio. It's relative to its original position. Yeah, okay. Relative to the viewport. Okay, clever people. All right, so now if we set top 100%, it's gone. Where it is? Where is our max width, but your confirm is min width. It's exactly the opposite of max width. Where did you go? 100% top. It will take the top, so it will probably, let's see, if we do a calc minus 10 pixels, it will show up here. Yeah. So it took the entire height of the element and it went down. Yeah, okay, what Marcus said. Good. It's gone down prod of the screen. Yeah, exactly. But what happens, let's see if you know, we're going to go a bit advanced here. What happens, so we have top 0, left 0, right 0. What happens if you do transform, translate on the y-axis 100%? You keep streaming, I ask some questions. Thank you. So what happens now if you want to translate 100% from the top? Okay, you'll get triple the amount I get. Same. Opa. Okay. Mark says that the same thing will happen. Is that true? So the y-axis is vertical. Let's see. Someone else? It will change its position but don't affect layout. Well, that's already implied by the position fixed. All right, let's not wait anymore and see if we save. Look at this. So it actually didn't do the same thing. Now the difference by setting the percentages on the top left, right, bottom, and on the translate inside of the transform is that on the top left, right, bottom, it will take in consideration the percentages of the viewport if it's the fixed position, or if it's absolute or relative, it will take in consideration the width and height of the container. But if we do percentages inside the translate, it will consider its own width and height. Lies. It go down of its height. Yeah. So yeah, this is how. Do you know how to center a box in the middle of the screen? Let's see what you would initially think that if we say top 0, left 0. Sorry, so if we say top 50% and left 50%, you would think that the box is in the center. But look at this, it's not in the center. Why is that? It's pretty to the bottom actually. If we increase this, you can see it stays there. So it's not exactly in the center. Why is that? Well, because it will be yeah, transform is relative to itself. Easy. Well, it's easy for some people, but you know how many times I get these questions? All right, yeah. So now it will go 50% top and left relative to the viewport, but it will consider this point here. Not the center of the box, but actually the top left corner of the box. And in order to bring it back, we need to do transform, translate, minus 50% of its own width and minus 50% of its own height. And now you have a box which is exactly in the middle of the screen. Okay, explain this. Margin auto, position absolute, top left 0. Brian. Let's see what happens if we do what Brian said. So instead of this, now it goes back to the flow. We want margin auto, position absolute. What's the difference between position absolute and position fixed? Top 0, left 0, right 0, bottom 0. All right, look at that. So it's exactly in the center, but it won't stay there. It's in the center on the initial position. You weren't aware of this. Okay. It reduces itself position half of X and Y axis. Thank you, Mike. I'm glad you like it. All right, so yeah, I didn't know about this trick. So it basically creates a margin and out it pushes it in the center. Absolute scrollable and fixed is fixed. Yeah, absolute is scrollable, and when it's fixed, it will remain all the time. Consider like this: when you set fixed, it will take in consideration the initial width and height, the visible width and height of the viewport. But when you set, well, no, actually, no, that's not the. Delete that. Yeah, with position fixed, it will always remain on the space on the spot you set, but with absolute, it will be scrollable. All right, now let's see. What about position relative? We're going to go into position absolute again, but let's see, what does the position relative do? You can see that it won't get out of the flow of the document. Fixed uses screen width and height. Yeah, but we can now say something like top 30 pixels, left 30 pixels, and look at this. it will be pushed 30 pixels to the right and 30 pixels to the bottom, but still it won't affect the other elements. It will, well, think of it like it will basically have some kind of a shadow which will remain in that position, so it won't affect the flow of the document, but you can specify the top and left, because if we remove this and we have the position static by default, it won't affect. So top, left, bottom, and right won't work with position static elements. Okay, this is hard. I didn't really prepare much, so I might have some things wrong. I hope you like it though. We can also use margin 0 auto and float none. For what? Relative makes change to itself where relative specified. Yeah. Also, position absolute. What? Let me make a little boxy here. Boxy. And make it a red. This is a little boxy. Okay, we have a box there, although it's not yet like a box because we don't have the boxy class. So the boxy class will have also color, white, but it will be smaller. So width 50 pixels and height 50 pixels. All right. And I guess we can also decrease the font size to, I don't know, 14 pixels just to make it smaller. Okay, how can we, you can see now that this box, the little boxy, it will go with the flow of the document. So we have the container, the content inside, which is the text, and afterwards we have the box. So it's a natural flow of the document. But how can we put this little boxy? We want to put it here on the bottom right corner. That is accomplished with position absolute. Okay, let's see what happens if we say position absolute now. Absolute. And we say, so we want bottom 0 and right 0, right? We want to have it here. If we save now, whoa, where did our box go? Now that's weird, right? Well, not exactly. Position absolute, this is will sound a little weird, but position absolute elements will be relative to the first non-position static elements. Yeah, position absolute is no longer a part of the page. So if you want to have an element be relative to its parent, well, using position absolute, it's weird because you have position relative and you want the element to be relative. Okay, let's go over again. So if you want the box, and in this case we want it here, so it will be relative to the width and height of the parent. You want to make the parent to be positioned different than static. And in order to not disturb the document flow, usually you can do position relative on the purple, which is the parent on the boxy. Now if we save this, okay, let me remove this we had before. You can see that the little boxy is here on the corner. If we set this to be, I don't know, top 0, right 0, it will go there. If we say top 0, left 0, it will go there. And obviously, if we say bottom 0, it will, and left 0 go there. It changed relative to document, not div. If you don't say relative, yeah. So if when you set absolute on an inner div, so well, not an inner div, an inner element, it will try to find the first non-static positioned parent. If it can't find any, then it will be relative to the document. Yeah, I'm talking too much. Okay, let's see. Good. Do you have any other questions regarding relative, absolute, and all this? Let me know. Okay, I had to cough. Positioning sucks. Lesson learned. Well, it doesn't. I really like positioning. How to make those texts vertical in the box? Vertical, like centered in the center? Center in the center. Well, that's a lesson for another day. No, sir. Okay. After Denver left from Honey Heist, we are getting obsessed with Florin Pop's laugh. I don't know. I don't know Money Heist. I didn't saw it. Okay. Yeah, so now let me think. You would also use position absolute, for example, if you want to have a slider and the slider has the buttons on the left and the right. You want them always to be there. Can you show sticky? Okay, let's show sticky. Sticky. Let me remove the boxy. We don't need boxy anymore. Little boxy, bye-bye. And let's see what happens if we say position sticky now. So as I showed before, doesn't work. And Marco said that we need to have top and left set on it. And yeah, you can see now that if we have a position sticky top and left, it will stick in that place. But for how long? Now that's let's see. Until for how long it will stay sticky? I think it depends. Let's learn actually. So CSS sticky. I haven't used this very much, although it might have a good use case for some sidebar elements sometimes. Okay. Oh, I see. So basically it will it's scrollable until it will hit the position you select, right? It will always stay sticky as long as it's on top of the page. Hello Ellie, welcome. What if we say bottom 0? Okay, so that didn't work. What if we say top 20 pixels? Okay, but also if we have it be after a paragraph, so if we have it here, it will be scrollable until it will hit the position we specified, right? So top 0. Is this relative to the parent? Let me close this. Okay. So yeah, you can see that it's scrollable. When it hits the top 0, it will stay fixed. Static confuses still. Static is not confused. Static is just the flow of the document. Hello, Piotr. All right. So yeah, let me see what happens if we have the little boxy back, and the little boxy will be sticky. Static is default, yeah. So let's add boxy back with red. I'm boxy. Okay, and we don't want the red to be, but instead, well, not the purple, but the boxy. Boxy with 50 pixels, height 50 pixels. Like that, and we want position, all those. All right, look at this. So yeah, this is what I wanted to showcase. I guess let me add on the box padding 100 pixels. Oh, remove this. All right, good. So now, hey. Oh, I see what's happening. I guess. All right. let's say we have a sidebar in this case, and here we have text. Just imagine that we have text here. And we want this boxy to stay, well, actually here we have text. We want it to stay on the left side as long as we still have text in this box. So then you put it inside the parent and say top 0, left 0 with sticky, where it is, here. And now if you scroll, when it hits the top and the top 0, it will stay fixed until the parent is inside the viewport. Show the box when we press down key and hide press up key. No, that's JavaScript. We don't do JavaScript in this one. Alright, so yeah, this is sticky. As I said, I haven't used it that much, but I can see where it could be used. Alright, there goes, oops, positioning. I hope, do you have any questions regarding positioning? Look at how many we have left. Yeah, this is cool. So if the sticky element is on the parent, then obviously it will always be there on the top, which is pretty interesting. Can you have it be centered? Is this relative to the parent? Let's see. If we put now the purple box here. Okay, so we have text. You can see everything is normal. Once we hit the top with the sticky, well, now we set margin, some positioning there, then it will flow. Word to mention sticky shouldn't be used in your final project because it's not fairly supported. Okay, yeah, let's say, can I use? And here we can type sticky, and we can see, yeah, look at that. So IE doesn't support it, Firefox does, Safari does, Chrome a bit, Opera, iOS Safari, and Edge a bit. So yeah, you only have 76% if it's not prefixed. So yeah, don't use it. Although it's pretty nice. I guess this could be some kind of feature, like it won't hurt if you don't have it, but it will be nice if you have it available, right? Okay. Positioning. So yeah, we went through all of those. By default, all of the elements are positioned static. Fixed is relative to the viewport, will always be in the same space you set, same spot you said. Relative, it will remain in the same spot, but it can be changed. It won't come out of the flow of the document. Absolute will be relative to the first non-static parent, and sticky, well, it will be sticky once it hits the coordinates or something. Can we hide or show any content using position sticky after reaching a certain part of the website? I'm not sure, haven't tried. Yeah, better use JS for sticky effect. Yeah, the only thing is that you have to listen to the scroll event, and yeah, it will fire whenever you scroll. I guess you could have there is an bubbling, no, I forgot the name of the function. There is a function you can pass and it won't call out all the scroll. It won't fire that often. Okay, position absolute. Yeah, I guess. All right, before and after, and I guess that will be all for this. We are 1 hour and 15 minutes. Oh, sorry. So we didn't do. I talked about before and after before. Before this stream and after this stream. But let's go over it again. Whoa, why is our box so... Oh, okay. Hello, Adrian. You are here with us. Okay, let me stretch a bit. Before and after. yeah, so what happens? I think for a nice example, you can look at I have a live stream with CSS and we created a heart. That will be a perfect example of how to use a position before and after. Everything's working fine? Okay, apparently it does. Good. So now, with before and after, you can create some kind of shadow HTML elements inside a parent. Nearly midnight. Whoa, you're so ahead. Let's see what exactly the official documentation of after CSS says. Because I don't want to, I don't know. Selector inserts something after the content of each selected element. Use the content property to specify the content to insert. Okay, so yeah, we have here our box which says this is a purple box. What if after that text we want to say, I don't know, something else? We could set purple after, and on the content we want to say this is after. Let's see what happens. All right, look at that. So after the content, it will create like another box. This has its own it's like a new tag or new element, or yeah. I keep confusing the terms, although I think they're the same. Tag, element, component, but they refer to the same thing. Okay, nevertheless, you can see that this is after the content of the box. Or we can have before, which will be, well, guess what? This is before. And it will come before the text. Now, this is inline, as I see, by default. So we can say display block, and then it will be block. It will push the content down. If we give it now a background color, you can see it takes up the whole row. Guess this could be red or something. All right. Dark Lord, thank you. Take care. So yeah, now, why would you use before and after? You don't want to, for example, you only want to apply one class on something. Chingu, new subscriber. And welcome, Dennis. Good morning. Thank you for your donation. How are you, Dennis? I think our hour changed, and now I'm streaming 1 hour earlier for you. Dennis with another donation. Thank you very much, buddy. Okay, for those who don't know, we have a donation jar. Every time someone donates, it gets its name inside the donation jar. And Dennis is the famous, just stopping by. Dennis is the famous person who donated the most. It's like a rock star in our Discord, in our live streams. Okay, let me write your name. Dennis. You should actually round that up to 200. Yeah, don't worry. It's like a walking donation legend. Yeah, exactly. And what's the time today? Date 15/04/2020. All right, so here is the name, the amount, and I'm folding you again. Dennis, thank you very much, buddy. I hope you're having a great day. You're making my live streams fun. All right. So you're now folded, and I'll put you inside the donation jar. There you go. It's your OCD. All right. Okay, let me drink some water. Thank you, Dennis, for stopping by, as always. You are lightening the mood of the live stream. You don't know why you can't tag? Oh, that's interesting. Also, you are a member, but I think you're a member with another account because you don't have the green name. Which is weird. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, you can become membership under tech course. Yeah, he's using his house. So you can become a membership and receive different perks. There is a link in the description. You have custom emojis, you have a badge, you get your name read. Although I would like to, I would like that to be purple. That would be fun. Also, you can be part of the members only live stream, which will be probably next week. We'll see. So far we only have 2 members, so that will be a fun live stream. Yeah, you will have 1 sub. So yeah, as a gold popper you have also priority in the popper question. I think I will move this up to the popper though. So if you become a member, you also have priority, and I'll keep this for members only. I don't know. And if you become a unicorn popper, you will get one, well, at least 1 video chat with me. We can discuss whatever you want. All right, that's it with the shameless plug. That's a way you could support the channel if you want. All right, so what we were talking about before, I think it was before and after, right? Is here anyone else who doesn't know about before and after? Because I already covered it. I discussed her obsession with purple. Well, don't tell Adrian that. Well, I have an idea. If I guess in the donation jar now are only the donations, but I guess I guess that who becomes a member, it can get a purple piece of paper. Not sure what Adrian wants to say there. I think you're tired. Go to sleep. All right. So yeah, this is before and after. You can also use this to have, like, I don't know, if you want to position it, as we learned about positioning, you can use the same thing to position the element. This is like a child of the parent on which is called. So the before and after on the purple class, it's the child of the purple class. Arthur, is there any practical use of before and after? Whoa, there are so many practical uses. He fell asleep on the keyboard. Multiple uses. You can create backdrops, or it can use for border animation. You could work at Gets with all the purple. Yeah. I like their purple though. It's pretty nice. Yeah, so let me see on CodePen if I can find. Well, I deleted it. We had a heart. Dashboard. We had a heart which was created only with 1 element. Let's see. Oh, it's in the race car pop drift. Whoa, what happened? Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I added the leaderboard here on the pop drift game. We should play again. But what happened? Alt color green. Oh. What's with this? Oh my god, let's not play now. Yeah, so I just wanted to show the heart. if we still have the yeah, so this is the heart. Let me push it down a bit. So we have the heart. I want to push the heart down. Oh, well, it's there. So yeah, this heart, I'm not sure who asked, Arthur. So this heart is built with only one class. So you have only a div with the class of heart. And how you do it is by using the before and after pseudo elements to create, well, let me show you what's the heart without the before and after. It's only a square, which is rotated. And you add the before. Come on. You add the before and after, which are two circles positioned on exactly halfway there, I guess. So if we do this to be background white, you will see there is that circle. Now it looks like an ice, I don't know, an ice cream. So if we make this, I don't know, black. No, purple. Don't like black. Yeah, so you can see how our art is created. We have a square and two circles which are positioned on top on the right, halfway through, and then we rotate everything. And that's all with the before and after. Adrian, go to sleep. All right, let me remove the heart here. I will remove the heart. Oops. Oh, that's smart. Yeah, so you can do all sorts of things. What I'm also doing, if you have a full screen image and you want to have an overlay on top, but you also want to have text, well, I think this will be the last thing we're going to do, and with that we're going to call it today for this free CSS course. Let me remove everything here. I'm going to have one image. So for those of you who saw that the full page image on some websites, we have a header, and here we have an H1 which will say, I don't know, company name, and paragraph, company details, Florin 4. Something like this. Now we're going to take an image from Unsplash. We need a cool image. Okay, let's see. No, something light. Yeah, let's use this. So we want this image to be full width and full height. How we're going to do that? Well, on the header, we're going to have a background image with this image. And now you can see it appeared there, but the header, it's not full width and full height. So let's make it. Yeah, so we want the min height to be 100 viewport heights. Now it goes like that. We should, well, we don't have a margin. Well, we have the H1. Let's make this display flex, align it to center, justify content center to push everything in the center here, and flex direction column. Oops. Flex direction column to put them on top. All right. Now let's fix the image and make it background size cover. Background size cover in order to it to be fully visible. So it will stretch in a way that we always have the full header covered by the image. All right. BGCG, yeah. Is that BGCG? Yeah, good, thank you. All right, now this, let's say for example, the text, so the header text is white, just as an example. Now, this is not very readable, right? So what I'm doing, now this is a personal trick, I haven't seen it anywhere, I'm not sure if it's a better way to do it or not, but I would add an overlay on top of the image and then get the text back up. But first, let me do font family serif or sans serif, just because I hate the default. All right, and a header h1 margin 0. All right, good. Now, this is not very readable, or how do you say it? Yeah. And on the after or before, whatever you want, let's do after. We're going to create an element which is the full width and height of the parent. So width 100%, height 100%, and we're going to make it black with a bit of an opacity. So RGBA, or we could even make it black like this, and with an opacity of 0.3 or something. Although usually I like it when I have background colors and I want the opacity on the color, I do RGBA. But yeah, this could work. Now this won't show up because by default on the after and the before we need the content, even though if it's an empty string. Or not sure, is this a string? I guess. Good. Now this still doesn't show up because it's probably somewhere, let's see, with height. Yeah, why doesn't this show up? Let's see, flex. Yeah, I think it's out of the parent. So in order to make it on top, we're going to use the position relative and absolute pair. So on the parent, we're going to have position relative, and on the after, which is the child, we're going to have position absolute, top 0, left 0. And now you can see that this got dark. If we say 0.5, look at that. Now it's dark. So basically we created an overlay on top of the header. Now the issue is that the text is still not very visible. And why is that? Well, because this will go on top of it. And one way we could fix this is to do header, all the elements of the header to be z-index 1. And now they will be on top of the that layer. And yeah, this is how you add some darkish layer on top and make the text be more visible. Hopefully you understood. All right, who is still with us? We have 48 people, although the chat is pretty silent. So if you're still with us, say hi, bye, why, CSI, what else with why we have? Okay. How did you link your HTML with CSS? Oh, I used the link here. Hi, bye, why, CSI. Hello, Sam. Alicia. Okay, nice to see you watching. So yeah, we covered a couple of things. Now I see the purpose. Reading and listening in the background. What are you reading? Hello, Patricia. Okay, I need to sit down. What is the server you are using? Server? It's a live server by VS Code. Alright, so yeah, this is only one. You used z-index without explaining it. You might as well throw that in. Yeah, so z-index, basically think of it as, not sure how good at you with math, but in math we have the coordinate system and we have x. On the x-axis we have from left to right, on the y-axis we have from top to bottom. Well, in CSS, yeah, it's from top to bottom. And on the z-axis, if we have 3D, we have front and back. So closer to you, further from you. And this is what z-index says. If you have two elements on top of each other with position absolute, for example, or position absolute, position fixed, and you want one to be on top of the other one, you would just give it a bigger z-index. Yeah, or think of it as Photoshop layers, for those of you who know what Photoshop is. All right, and I guess this could be checked. What else can we check? I guess that's all. Box shadow, yeah, that's another Lex. Hey Rob. Okay. Yeah, so there it goes. The first part of the CSS verse. Mickey, as we explained. I want to standardize my CSS for the whole website. Any tips? Well, think ahead of what you want to do. Create components and make it, well, make it bit componentizable as possible. I'm not sure if that's a word. So see where you have similar elements on the page, give them a class and style it inside the class. Yeah, make a style guide. That's a good idea. I'm actually going to redesign my website. Well, it's already redesigned. I just need to implement the code. And I'm going to do some kind of style guide. I'm using Tailwind. Should be fun. Should do that faster. All right. Yeah. Box shadow grids calc. Yeah, this is fun. Animations. And I need to check into these better. You're following with my family. Okay, that's a nice thing. You can live stream that as well. I'm not sure. I might just need some time to focus if without explaining. I don't know. Use Tailwind and create a reusable cost apply directive. Yeah, I need to look into that. Hello, hey M. What is transformation? So it's a it's transform. We're going to go over it in probably the next stream, where we're going to go over CSS. I'm going to leave these, and I'm going to do a second part, maybe even a third part with this. Apparently, we needed more time on the first ones. All right. If you enjoyed this, make sure you drop a like. Let YouTube know that it was good. If it wasn't, let me know why it wasn't. And yeah, let's see, Elytras with web animation API. Yeah, that could be cool in the future, sure. Do float use for core function or is not used at all? We don't use float anymore. We have Flexbox or grid. Marco, thank you very much for your help. It was nice to have you around helping with the chat. Also, thank you for the donation, Dennis. I highly appreciate it. It helps the channel to continue to grow. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm bad with two things, with intros and with outros. And I spent 20 minutes just to say goodbye. So, bye. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.